Walking staff.
Yeah. It's a symbol of leadership, right?
It's quite important. Good shepherd I think mostly some of the problems iliemodwa face na career na public speaking ne people career how they their response. Most people how they receive your private conversations macro be judgment automatically. And what can you do? You know, no modo ne akega iro capacity ya gukorwo a judge. But the problem na timeline ire tu ina onete a small-minded person with a platform can access ya career ya internet. Ne ko road good content na wiru. Yo ikoragwo ithina munene fiu tondu the minute waima na kiria na quality subject kana issue urenda go solve kana kumi expose ikorwo in the open endo ma discuss get the solution. There is always ever someone who is interested in profiteering, benefiting from destroying what is good and coming. Kwa ndo mathoire kuona progress, kwa ndo mathoire kuigua a good subject, a good point. The first thing they will do ni kwamba pinpoint the mistakes that you have. As if taru kwena riwa oguga kwena riwa as a fact, as if it's something to discuss. It doesn't matter kana ore orakwira ni atiekite agikorwo is a fact, is a fact. Na kwe mundu ukoragwo athuiri oguo. Worse, ni ukorwo ru subject ire oraririria ri. Ni subject ira affect a lot of people, if not all people. But a few chosen few. Ona. Subject ire ikoragwo okiririria ira cover ground ya andu ingi. Ikoragwo a very, very dangerous because of how people will receive it, the reception. If, for example, people are broke, some people will not pay attention to it. People are hungry, they'll not pay attention to it. But if people have propagandas of different levels, there are different opinions. Oh, Lord. When you go deal in my headache, man. Some of the subjects in gotta go need the interestedness, your name, money are changing for the better, an upgrade. No, kanama revelations or facts, hidden truths. Those things they excite me a lot.
And do you think that's something most people can resonate with?
Yeah, majority of people, yeah, they'll support it. But to the extent that it doesn't affect their bottom line. For example, if we discuss religion, right? Reception iri okoheo ni mundu ucio ndangime support. Tondu we akiri ho ariagira kana ni ukora kana ti ukora weru ho ni ho ariagira. And the worst thing, no na kwanza religion. Population ire twinayo tha ici kinyona youth ino twinayo tathia kanitha. They are biased towards religion without a clear understanding what it is. Na gutari na interest ever ya kukorwo na we curious to research hanini. Mundu akoya religion as it is, as presented, ni mam, na dad, na community, na sukuru, okara nene o propaganda. Na riu ageria kwaririria horo ta ucio ri, the immediate people, even in your family, ukirora ona kundu kunene, aria mwi nao kinya mucii, they will not support it. And okwaje gwetherwo reason ya kwirwo ni ugurukite. Ona. But it's a fact. The book is not written by us. The book is brought here. Somehow it was chiffoned over here illegally through propaganda over time. Into everyday life. Maybe, let's say, 100 years ago or less. Today, it's harder to extricate it from the community. Mani, nita bad lame. Wagaria kwira mundu mani, ugonkola na moko meri mani. Go gatatu no to the yasa. Maundu ma religion makoragwo me very very serious tondu kwanza religion ni ekuite buritaga. Roma wa kanitha. Eni tondu ona dika no hote kwaririria kindu kingi ute kwaririria religion in itself.
Is there a clear distinction between church and state?
Hell no, there is no. I mean, yeah, there is a distinction in terms of presentation, but there is no distinction todo. The church is the one pretty much commissioning the government to start work through their inauguration. Utari na inauguration iri kutwina president. No mwaka sherehe no yiku. Na no wana sherehe no iroka ikajio ni atongoria makanitha. Koguo oneo maraheana rutha kanitha uyu wanjie. But the problem ni ati the average person doesn't see it that way. Ahenererie agetikia ati igongona riri mbere rathimwo. Ewe. Ibuku riri rikoragwo interesting muno tondu already ni rigeragia kwira andu horo wa hiti na guoya wa ng'ondu, but
what do you think the problem is? Is it the interpretation of the book or message in the book? Or the reader?
The message has been raped and edited. Message wa bere on the first layer, the message already has been switched around. It's no longer the original message. That's one problem. Number two, ya modo yora receive message, you know. How they grow up na propaganda ere afide to both by the community and the parents who are immediately there and the school system. Ito maga form your own like movie in your mind. Wera modo horo wa taru Jesu akihurwo ni akuite mutharaba agikirio mahiga na ke. Before the movie, andu nio marathondekaga image yo thiini wa meciria mao. Now, the movie came, igioka gwikira mukonde uhoro. Riu ri ureciragia riu no aheo ki uthio. Riu no uhote ko animate this story. Na utari urerwo message ino ni molested somehow one way or the other. Someone has changed it. You will just take it for face value, but if you sit down and ponder just a little bit, you will see there is a problem with the story and its details. Even the purported writers of the books in the Bible.
What do you think makes The Passion of Christ, the movie, so popular? Why is it such a big deal?
It's the ability to capture those ideas, siado, yeah, how Jesus existed and the struggles na kuria pasivira ta kuigata undu kanitha. The ability ya Hollywood go produce. Eo neo tondu maguthite kenda kwa noti in terms yo ria andu meciragia horo wa Jesu. Wona ati wa miona oguo kinya kuria arahurwo iboko ni uraigua ruo. Hey. So we have a big problem tondu he mundu udecidire kuoya story ya riua amekira othi atuika anthropomorphic. So now the average person wageria kumwira is not the son of God ni the son riua riri. Uhoro wa ati Jesu agereirio ekirwo iyo narrative yagirwo ni gufeedwo twana nona no riu andu agima ni maregire kuhingurirwo mabuku ma andu agima riu matuirio na tubuku twa twana na ibuku riri ria ciana niri tondu rirahuthirwo ni andu agima miaka not experience or knowledge niri ongereirwo propaganda ya gukorwo wi mundu mugima ni urona i applicable tera go along with the narrative in real life in tasirathie hand in hand. It's actually a clever way Europeans make it to go capture your attention.
So they succeeded at that.
Oh, they have successfully succeeded for hundreds of years now with this fake story, where they have actually used it to not only exploit us financially, they have exploited the countries that we live in. No, they rob you your time had called productive. Every week you lose like 2 or 3 hours just in the service. Now maybe 2 more preparing and traversing between home and church. The way they have conquered us, they have even implanted the sense of guilt if you don't participate in these shenanigans. I mean, charades is through the roof. But if you don't participate in them, okay, wakinya muhujia kabe akiuga atia tarunde kuri andu me mucie na ona ni maraigua ngihujia na matiroka, you see. Oh, maundu mani okamara uguo kaiga hi mani propaganda eno ni kiririe rethi riu ni kinyira ru kundu kungi riu kinya urata kinya andu me innocently minding their own business, and now they are being victimized in order to make a shilling. And then the preachers that do that now become trendy. Pastor Nganga, Pastor Kanyari. Even now, we have people who still attend their services. We have the group of sheepos, not in a group we gijuru muno erathi kanitha. Ithiaga o igwe iondo icio. Na ndiri na ru ni megwikiaga 50 kau. Ramenya. Andu aya ri ni high toxicity tondu nio maratuma mundu uyu amu feed poison. Nio maramu fund na to 50. We orairaga 50 gaku na ringi kanitha gaka muri andu 300. 50 no times maita 300 ri. Bia no ri ni sufficient enough mundu uyu atindi agipayuka. Food arakingiria 1500 per day. Munengerire mundu uyu bia nene biu na kwina agurukia marutaga tucunje twa 10 kaigua kwa mundu watwara 10,000 100,000 wa spoil mundu wi musara mundu urutagira kanitha gake wira. What kind of a church is this where the entity that you work for does not satisfy your needs? Nani urenda gutwenderia ithuĩ ati tumwitikie atuike ngai witu? Come on, European ekoragwo very, very interesting. Na riu ni ageire aruti a wira locally guku. Homegrown terrorists. Wira wao ni gutinda magituterrorize na tukero na kuhothithia kundu randomly kinya matatu. We matatu ndegi gukua bure. We atonya thiini na ibuku riria propaganda. No ibuku riria riru. No weke uguo ndege-ini kundu serious. Utonye ndege-ini wache kuhunjia uge ate fair. Ngaki. Tondu gwe kuria urimokiagirwo gugu middle class na rungu. Gugu urimo ni muingi biu.
Andu wakobana bwe.
Yani, already wewe gatagati-ini ka mathina niguo ongagirwo mathina mangi. Ukirite uguo kaguo mundu wa amende oega kero na boy ino nayo yoega kero. you will never have peace. They're molesting the peace constantly. Nasi yugo. If you could human a guy purportedly rienda baga within 15 to 20 minutes of accessing it on Sunday. Wait yo kienyo. Mutonye kanitha oguo kwario dakika 20 orore wone. They want money.
Good question, huh? Do you think religion is the real $1 trillion industry?
Of course. I mean, religion yakiri yarara no muthako wothe. Ayagi othe ni secondary to the main game. The game ni kanitha, ona muno ti kanitha, aria ru macetete muthako wa kanitha maran the whole world under the pretense ya thirikari yo yanyu ni ereka uguo. No thirikari yo yanyu hati undu ireka tondu taru itu ya guku ni ex-UK. Nona? Ex-UK ino ndiri yatuika few ex-UK. Somehow we are still like 55% to their favor tied up with them. The influence oyo the ogiariria thini wa bururi uyu was affecting millions of people is instigated by them. Na outright ekoragwo ni idea yao. Ru ona mugeakirwo bara na ki maundu ma mothe muno ma benefitaga mundu ucio wina nja ni undu wa influence iyo yake nayo. Ithuĩ twĩ gũkũ nĩũrona deal iria ciĩkagwo gũkũ rĩ ikoragwo, to be honest, nĩ deal we ũngĩrwo wĩke gwaku ndũngĩka. Turehe Mũcaina ake bara no oe Lions share ya mĩcara, ithuĩ tũrute minimal jobs of which ni undu wa kiria ni undu wa corruption iria ikuo na gukorwo ni gutuire ma patriarch thiini wa government matuire maikarire. Ona hindi iria Mũcaina araruta wira wirite farege kwa hanyu ni andu a area no mekuruta wira wa moko ri hena crew irasafirishwo na ma pick up. Koguo kinya mundu uria bado uriririra locally ri bado ri arikorwo ariririra kuringana na uria oi kana uria mataranitie nake kana hihi korwo ni kuma kigera nigetha arionaga kigera. Tutuikite kiria highly exploited. Mentally we are exploited. Todo ideas ito ciothe ciiyagwo igathiĩ ika reverse engineer ni athũngũ. That's what they wanted to do with the M-Pesa platform, and pretty much they'll succeed na ma Bitcoin na ki todo. All that is like a stepchild ya M-Pesa platform. Either to come up with the golden ideas. We are the golden gooses that lay the eggs.
And by we, you mean?
We, the natives in the continent. Tondu mokaga masinikite ini na pretense. Oh, direka research na go kuikaba. Oh, agake. No, in between time, nionire suka maathai. Suka maathai omothe uyu ri wetikitwe highly exploited mentally, physically, in terms of your idea, your spirit. Even in your inheritance, they have exploited even that. Well, tari ra inherit, ni claim it. They have taken their stake on it. They are claiming it. Teriu mena fatana guo. Well, tari wasa nuka no aku. When you claim it, na kwao ni kuraihu fiu na ni aregeire. Just in the 50s, mara yugithagia ni mekuma South Africa. Till today, they're still there, comfortably here. So, exploitation that we are facing and we are suffering, ni 360 in all angles and latitudes, man.
It sounds like it's a huge problem. What's the best way around it?
The best way around it, ni mundu abe akorwo na kiri understanding of self. Because if we could know who we are, then I think the next step would be slightly easier. But for the average African, doesn't even know who they are, other than they're African, and we are facing serious problems. Tũtũraga mathĩna-inĩ koguo twĩ thĩna-inĩ all the time, na kwenderio idea ĩno ya Africa nĩ thĩni-rĩ, youth ĩrĩ average thaa ici-rĩ, ĩbirivĩte nĩ ithuĩ twĩ thutha. No technology yothe ĩgĩthondekwo mineral igĩrwo gũkũ. Exploitation ya fiat yothe, ithuĩ nĩ ithuĩ secure creditors. Of all Europeans. All Europeans, they live off the indigenous person. In terms of fiat, yes. In terms of even industries. Totaru, there are factories in China, in Europe, but they don't have the minerals. And at times, it's difficult to access the minerals that they probably do have. You see? So they have these industries, but goko niko easier ko access niundo wa topography uri huana, geology uri huana, weather uri huana. That is difficult ona kwina oiro taracia guthi kwenja tondu gukorwo kwina snow all the time. Riu goko wina oiro is easily accessible. Kinya hatari na bara no twarithirie tiri-ini maramu-ini. So goko gukoragwo guo arafu ri ciana iria iciarĩirwo tĩri-inĩ ũyũ-rĩ, itifundithagio who we are. You see? How this system is functioning. How it came about to be the way it is right now. So, ũratonya game ya soccer, second half, ndagĩka 15 thĩinĩ. Na ndorendwo ũrie no huhire biringi twanjie kũrathakwo nĩkĩ, okorwo kwĩna benefit kana disadvantages, who's the beneficiary kana who's the unfortunate receiver. Icio ciũria ndũkorie, we thaka tu na wathiĩ kũgĩa na idea ũthũkĩrio. Ni maũthũkĩrie reputation, make your life difficult, that kind of shenanigan. All of a sudden, mundu mataroi majie kumu discuss. Again, you'll be exploited. Today, tokiari yogonihe mundu ni ujoy prior to this, like on a no narrative that is coming out, the subject that we are discussing, ejito ne modo wina intentions cia co-exploit. They'll just exploit it and ruin it for a lot of people. But we have serious problems because we have a lot of wealth, we have a lot of land, we are blessed to be the children to be born on this side of the planet. And we are also lucky enough gukorwo ni ithuĩ tuokire mbere. Koguo maundu maingĩ mũno ni ithuĩ tukoretwo tuki bring to light. We are the light bearers. So korwo no tuhote go seize what we have, and then after you know how to seize it, know what to do with it, then we could make an actual difference towards the positive. But you gotta understand that it's not easy when everybody is entitled to their own opinion, deem it to be intellectually intelligent or considered to be down below. Ideas is remedial. But ni heri na hinya munene muno wa guteithia andu already meritwo mena right ya kugia na reciria riao.
So in a way this is just a way to give people back to themselves. Bells. They are like bells that if you pay attention, maybe you can
divert your movement towards the positive instead of working tirelessly towards the negative where others benefit more than, not even more than we do. They benefit and basically we lose. Wera itu nitago kuyo tuiyago tuitoro tuiyago kinyona ringi tukirite tondu we distracted muno on a daily basis ugithi gwetha na kiria urathi gwetha already we nakio. It's impossible for us gukorwo twi competitive with others in this world agikorwo turajia muthako twi behind.
Is there any hope?
Yeah, but of course there's always hope where there's someone willing to work hard towards change. So there is always hope. The question is, are we the kind of people that hope should be invested in?
What does that mean?
Tondu hope igutura hori. Should we hope on this generation or should we hope on possibly another generation? Like the one coming next. Which is quite dangerous, though. The elders have passed, a lot of them during this weird season in Arikuo. Aria mekuo ni stubborn on their old ways. Ithuĩ tũbuatĩte twĩ in between no tũcenjie tondũ ta mũndũ wothe ũciarĩtwo from 1980 can make drastic change on this planet. Ithuĩ twĩ in between kaũndũ no rĩu nona na ithuĩ generation itũ harĩa rĩu ta rĩu ithuĩ no to make kĩrĩa change significant tũhũre break maũndũ mamwe na twanjie ku implement the most honorable and honest system. Problem itũ rĩu na ithuĩ tũnyitĩtwo nĩ technology and its layers of entertainment. Rĩu it's difficult to convince andũ mena tũmũngũrio twao twa tachi rĩngĩ gatige kuona ũndũ weird geke ũndũ entertaining. Na nĩwona kinya ona ũrĩa platform ithondeketwo ta rĩu ta ma YouTube he ũndũ wa access content valuable MB gathira. Wenda kuona music videos you could watch probably longer than your MBs. Rĩu tũthĩna tũrĩa twĩna tuo nĩ tũingĩ tondu technology ta rĩu nĩwona bado ona ĩtũnyitĩte tũrĩ ona failure ya gũkorwo tũrenda kũmĩhũthĩra mũno no tũtirenda ku-invest time na kũmenya ũrĩa ĩturagwo tũthondeke itũ.
You're focused on consuming.
Ni consuming twatuĩkire consumers, which is a weird way tondu a real person cannot consume, but somehow nituhenereirio riu nitutuikite ma consumer. Yeah, we consume things.
And that gets in the way of things.
Oh, but of course, for starters, where we busy ukienyeria thimu iria njeru iraima trendy, your resources are being exploited. Thimu ino rathondekwo kinya undu Microsoft arabidi kana uri ungi gugwikiria updates nigetha ikare functional. Thimu no more ndĩbatie gwĩka ũguo. And we are headed to a very, very dangerous place tondu ta rĩu TV ndĩrekaga ũguo. TV ĩrarĩ basic ĩrarĩ macini wĩnayo mũciĩ ta macini ya gũthambia indo ndĩra require software update. But even those cia Samsung iria smart biũ nĩ ciranid software update wahota gũthiĩ gũthambia indo kore ndĩrenda gũthambia. Koguo Samsung nĩ arenda mbia. Koguo TV nayo ĩratũire ũguo ũrĩgwatagia ĩkaiga Sony ĩkagwata. Rĩu Sony nĩ smart TV, rĩu nĩ part computer nĩ part TV. Rĩu onake nĩ arathiĩ ũguo akaiga no ende software update. So imagine wina technology era switch ndiraikara uthondekeirwo thimu irathira literally within a year ona kinya andu angi matakehota guikara na thimu mwaka mani couple months ege kiuma ne oirenge riu resources cia kuongereka maundu beneficial maundu mangitwara na only yourself your people forward ni sidetracked to juvenile endeavors sina full of mediocrity orati dokigura the same device andu matire whine over the right issues, they only whine over issues that sometimes kinyo mani ne wana mutheri companies ne ciagiriirwo ikaruta kindu worthwhile ungihuthira ti kindu kirathira no ru nao tondu we don't have no companies, we don't have no factories, we don't have no organized anything per se tondu the few that we have bado ciukaga igatonywo ni enemy, both the European and the homegrown enemy. Tondu riu thiku ici twina kiria homegrown terrorists matonyaga mageka maundu meho makoragwo ni socially acceptable, but when you look at it on a broader platform, their actions are to benefit the oppressor and to keep the oppressed never above water. And a perfect example is like religion, whereby the European was the person invading our territory, bringing this counterfeit book, kedo illegal fio, twagia na ngurutano na ori mona okay then tugukiinuka kana tuikare behind the scenes or guku locally no ru na ithue to train the local nigetha kiarute the say engineer o ikare kirutaga bia ru that's a perfect example ya gukorwo muthongoru ona ndahunjagia gathoreki anymore no ru gathoreki hunjagio ni Kamau na Kang'ethe no ri ungi ni o mabatha. They are the ones now who are trained to do the dirty work. Maundu ma kanitha makoragwo me sawa. The problem ni uri urakuhe ti muhunjia no mundu urenda mbia. Majority ya aruti a thomu matithomeire religion na spirituality uria yagirwo ni gukorwo ikinachwo. What they are after ni mundu akorwo irrelevant ta acio ru makoragwo na iundu shenanigans na profitability. Remember back in the day, some of these churches like PCA, Orthodox, Catholic, they used to have their servants' quarters for the father. But that is no longer what they want. Now, muhunjia endaga agurirwo mataka o kage na ngari ya gutonya ti ya gukunga na endaga akirwo nyumba ya mahiga agurirwo broti handu. At the same time, haria kanitha akanjia ringi harari ha gukombora makombora matiuma maga take over property yo makamigura no nayo irigwo na yako. Riu mundu uyu ni highly exploitive na ona paperwork ya kanitha no ni afuasi ya magirwo ni gukorwo makimenya uria rutaga ri aria maikarite mbere haria nio mamenyaga kana ona taito ino niyo ete runi kana ndio ete. So exploitation iria yukite na muhunjia wa miroro guo ni njuru muno tondu already people had foreseen the damage that was coming with the European with this book na narrative yarageria gukwenderia iratuma ume mbia. Eni no me andu aya ni makoretwo mekiria ri me exploitive. Don't forget period thesis ya purgatory where maroka mago igwithia mundu wanyu wa pasire tene ri ndari akinya heaven no ungiruta mburi na 500 ri no eke atä
You wanna take it?